cheap and powerful horse tranquilizer, approved by the FDA for veterinary use only. But some dealers here and across the country are mixing it into common street drugs like heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl to increase profits, according to the DEA. Tranq, whether it's smoked, snorted, or injected, can make users appear zombie-like. Some say it's like they're in a trance. They also often develop gruesome wounds on their skin. For Katie and Stephanie, it's like nothing they've ever seen.
You popped out of your car to administer treatment?
Oh, absolutely. Multiple times, whether it's reversing an overdose. You know, we try and do it all, but you will never feel like it's enough.
Xylazine was originally put into the supply to extend the euphoria and the high feeling for individuals consuming that dope. Nobody asked for this. Nobody knew that this was being adulterated into our supply.
We can't just pop Narcan on people now. We have to do lots of rescue breathing because of the tranq that's coming. So that's going to change the way overdose looks across the country when it becomes infiltrated.
I worked in radiology, cardiology, and I also was a drug counselor for 5 years. I was clean for a while before I got sucked into this vortex.
They get extensive. They come all over the entire limb, full forearms, full legs.
Full legs, full calves.
All of the hands, top. So extensive wounds, like open and in a dirty environment. It's really challenging.
Then we started noticing wounds. As wounds worsen with infection, they become necrotic and lead to amputation.
Those in recovery say that detox from tranq is exceptionally grueling. Like Jose Castillo, once homeless and battling addiction, he now works with Savage Sisters.
My detox was, I can't even describe it because it was to the point where I didn't think I was going to make it through it. The sickness lasts longer and there's no type of medicine they're giving you that's helping it. So it's like, I don't know, it's a whole different ball.
While opioids like fentanyl, not tranq, are causing the majority of overdose deaths, tranq makes the drugs it's combined with more deadly, and the numbers point to the greatest increase in xylazine-positive overdose deaths in the South.
We have samples coming from 24 programs in North Carolina, every corner of the state. But we also have samples coming from about 110 programs across the country.
Dr. Nabaran Dasgupta, a leading drug researcher, launched the Street Drug Analysis Lab at UNC Chapel Hill in 2020.
It's literally like a full school setting.
They literally have a Fort Knox for all the controlled substances.
The kits that Diane and her team send get processed here.
Yeah, why are these places sending you samples?
I mean, the drug supply right now is so variable that there's a genuine need to know what people are actually taking.
Samples of street drugs flooding in from 29 states and counting.
In this set of packages, we've got samples that come from Michigan and come from Florida.
We work directly with harm reduction programs and health departments who can message the results back and provide the individuals with support services. So this one is expected to be xylazine, and the sensations that are being described is that it causes a heavy sedation.
This is the instrument, and it can separate and identify components in a mixture. It's incredibly sensitive and specific.
Results are added to the lab's website daily, keeping states and community groups up to date with the amount of tranq on the street.
When it comes to sort of this uptick in tranq, where do you think it goes from here?
We already see it showing up with methamphetamine. We see xylazine spreading from the opioids to stimulants, and we expect that will happen more and more. We do know that people are dying with xylazine in their bodies at the time of autopsy. We don't know what a toxic amount of xylazine is.
Dr. Dasgupta believes the cutting-edge effort can help save lives.
All the information we get beforehand is only when it's too late, when people are either arrested or they're dead. And those information systems are too slow for public health.
How has xylazine shifted the landscape so that we are once again behind the curve?
I think we were caught flat-footed with xylazine. It's really impacting how people get medical care and how people recover from addiction. The wounds are, because they're so dramatic looking, a lot of drug treatment centers won't let people in with those wounds. So then you have folks caught in this catch-22, right?
While the medical community is still researching the impact tranq has on people, experts like Dr. Dasgupta agree that it's complicating an already dire overdose crisis that's killing more than 100,000 Americans every year.
So I've been studying overdose for 20 years. And like every couple of years, I was like, wow, this is as bad as it's gonna get, right? And then the overdoses went up another 6-fold, 7-fold. As a society, we've had too many empty seats at Thanksgiving. We've had too many people missing from our lives. We have to admit that 100,000 people a year dying is not okay. We need to be open to new solutions, or else we're just not gonna get out of this.